It's okay to reward yourself for a job good done. I can't talk. Are you looking to beat procrastination? Well, in this video, I am going to give you 6 no crap, no BS tips on how to beat procrastination and get more done every single day. Hey, I'm Abby J, and if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button to my channel, AJ Life Hacks, where I teach women how to put more joy and happiness into their life through personal development and intentional living. So, if you, like me, have been a procrastinator in the past, then this video is for you, because we are talking about the 6 tools and steps that you need to take to avoid procrastination and get it out of your life, starting immediately. My first tip on beating procrastination is to plan your day in the morning, or better yet, the night before. So I always have my handy dandy planner with me, and people think I'm crazy, but I outline everything that I need to accomplish in a day. And the reason this tool is so successful in beating procrastination is, 1, you have a written record of what you would like to accomplish in that day, and 2, you're holding yourself accountable. So when you write it down, you know that it's a top priority to you, and even though you feel that urge to procrastinate, a planner gets you halfway there of saying, I know I need to do this, I will do this today, it's just a matter of when. So if you haven't started yet, be sure to get a pen and paper, it's as simple as that, and start planning out your days. I like to do mine the night before, just so I don't sleep and think about everything I have to do, but the morning is awesome as well. So take that time and plan out your day. My second tip for you is to set time limits to each task. Now, this might be a really new concept for a lot of you, but this is why I love this planner, and I'll link it specifically down below. But it actually breaks down like hour by hour what I need to do. And the reason this helps with master procrastinators out there and for the average Joe that procrastinates is because you say, hey, if I want to, do that fun thing this afternoon or go on that date this evening, I have to get this project done by 2. And we do this all the time at work, or when we have something more pressing that's a little bit urgent and over our head, and that we might have a supervisor on, right? I mean, how often are you told, like, I need this report by 3, and guess what? You get it done by 3. Why? Because you set a time limit. So use that tip in your personal life. If you tell yourself, I have to get this done by 1 p.m. today, it more than likely will actually get done because you feel a sense of urgency, and you also know that this task will end. A lot of procrastination comes from the fear of not knowing what this task might involve, or maybe you've never done it before, or maybe it's not very pleasant, it's a little bit painful for you, whether that's talking to strangers or writing an essay. It all varies for all of us. But when you put a time limit, you limit the amount of pain and bad experience that this procrastination will give you, because you know that without a doubt, if you trust yourself, you're gonna get it done by 1 p.m. So that is step number 2 in beating procrastination. My third tip for you is truly life-changing. So if you don't get anything out of this video, use this tip and you will drastically reduce the amount of time that you procrastinate and the amount of time that you waste. And that is this tip that comes from Mel Robbins, which is to use the 5-second rule. Now, in a really brief, recapped, condensed version, the 5-second rule is that when you're faced with anything that you don't want to do, and you hear that thought in your head of oh, I don't want to do this, or man, I'm gonna do this later, you stop and you count down from 5. And by the time you get to 1, you have to take action. Now, sounds so simple, right? But this tip has drastically changed the way that I see self-discipline, because truly it comes down to that 5 seconds of, I'm just gonna take action. And if you can get over that initial fear, that boundary, that I don't want to do this in 5 seconds, and just take action, you distract your brain, you immediately start working on this task. And what's amazing about this rule is that when it comes to most tasks and projects and things that we procrastinate, it's the fear of starting that makes us procrastinate. It's not actually the project, and once we get into it, we're like, oh man, that took me 10 minutes, or that was super easy and painless, or you know what, hey, I'm halfway done, might as well finish it. So try out that tip. I think you'll find, just like I did after I read Mel's book, which I'll be sure to link down below, that this really does work. And it sounds so simple, counting down from 5 every time you don't want to do something and then taking action, that you might overlook it, but don't. I dare you to try it today and see what happens. My 4th tip for you on avoiding procrastination is to get rid of distractions. For most of us, our phone is our #1 distraction and means to procrastinate. I've been there, you've been there, when I'm just gonna look on Pinterest for 2 minutes turns into 2 hours, and you wonder why you can't get stuff done and why you always have to cram in projects later, right? So just put the phone, put the TV, put your distractions away. And that can be so many different things, and only you know what your triggers and distractions are. But when it comes to procrastinators, we tend to always look for something to distract us. When you're distracted, even if you're working on a project and you're maybe getting pings from your email, or you're getting notifications from Facebook or text from family, it is just gonna make it so hard and drag out this painful process even longer. So do not give yourselves any excuses and get rid of those distractions in the time that you are trying to get stuff done. Tip number 5 goes hand in hand with my 4th tip for you, which is to focus on one thing at a time. I learned this from Brendan Burchard, and I just think this tool of focusing is something that we as millennials, and also this whole generation, Gen X, millennials, like none of us are spared. We multitask, we get distracted, we're trying to do multiple things at once, and it dilutes our ability to do it well, and to do one thing extremely well, or to finish it in a timely manner. And so that's what this tip is all about, is when you feel like the urge to procrastinate and I don't want to do this, not only like plan it, set a time, get rid of distractions, but also put all of your focus into it, because the things that we procrastinate in life are things that we don't want to do. I mean, it's as simple as that. So if you can focus solely on it for an hour and see if you can bust out this project, more than likely you're going to accomplish so much more than if you were trying to do it on a busy Saturday when you're trying to pile in everything else in your life. So when it comes to these things that you don't want to do, actually put your main focus on them, which is what the majority of people don't do. People do the opposite of this tip, and it gets them in trouble all the time. Okay, my 6th tip for you is to reward yourself. It's as simple as that. And I think that as adults, we tend to think that this is very childish, that we shouldn't need a reward, that the self-discipline of getting it done is enough. Well, honestly, it might be for some of your little things, but if this is like a project that you have been procrastinating, or was like hanging over your head and you just didn't know what to do about it, but you got it done, reward yourself. I know a lot of times when people talk about like rewarding themselves, I always think, well, I'm not gonna like go waste a lot of money on me. I have a hard time spending money on myself, right? But like, maybe I'll go watch my favorite TV show, or maybe I'll go take the time to read that book that I've been dying to. Make sure you reward yourself, because if you don't, you're just gonna, face that next project, think about procrastinating, and your subconscious mind is gonna be like, well, like, what does it matter? If I push really hard through, like, I'll get it done, but it's gonna be really hard. So don't forget to reward yourself. To recap, all of my top tips for you on avoiding procrastination and getting more things done is, number 1, plan your day, and then set time limits. Use the 5-second rule when you feel your brain saying, I don't want to do this. Get rid of distractions. Focus on one thing at a time. And finally, reward yourself when it comes to those big projects that you get done and you follow all these rules and you crush it like an all-star that I know you are. So those are my top tips for you. I hope this video helps you, because all of us, every single one of us procrastinates. And if you say that you aren't a procrastinator, then you're just lying to yourself and to me, because we all do it. But the matter of self-discipline is figuring out how not to procrastinate and how to push yourself forward all the time. So I hope that these tips help you. I hope that you can get more things done, because my beautiful ladies out there, I know you are balancing the whole world. So best of luck to you. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And of course, I'm gonna see you in the next video. So, Abby J out.